Well, we have gotten the dreaded board meeting where I have asked for 1 month to turn things around. And if I do end up getting fired from this job, I think we would feel pretty hard done by. I think it's a great injustice, but we're going to work hard at not getting fired. Hey there, it's Mike. Welcome to Season 3, Episode 5 of Up the Ladder here at Dagenham and Redbridge. For how much longer? Who knows? As I said, we did have the board meeting saying you got 1 month to turn it around, which seems pretty unfair because since we were last together, our form has been pretty decent. We last played Chorley and Sutton and had 2 wins there, 2 clean sheets, 2-0 clean sheets. And then we went to Torquay and we lost 3-1, a game where we did not play particularly well and so deserved to lose that game. But then we turned around quickly against Bath with a 2-1 win against them. Drew Harrogate 0-0 in the FA Cup trophy. And so had to do a replay because we didn't agree to extra time, which we then won in extra time off a penalty in where we won 2-1. Both those games, we were in control for pretty much most of that game, so we deserved to go through on those. Then we beat Yeovil, who were sitting in second place in the league at that time, with a 3-1 win. And then had a awful performance against Harrogate, where we lost 3-1. And so we went 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 wins, 1 draw, and 2 losses in the last, 3 losses in the last 3 months, and or last 2 months, and they threatened my job here at this 1 loss. So that's kind of telling you where the board's headspace is at. And then we were going to come back for Boston United, but we did change of plan, so I did play Boston United. We went down 1-0 in the 66th minute. Didn't play very well for most of the game, and then scored in the 81st and the 93rd to come back and win that game 2-1. And so today we got a game. We're going to put in the FA Trophy, the quarterfinal we've got here. They want us, the board wants us to make the semifinal, some minimum. So hopefully we can do that with a win there and at least meet that expectation. And then we've got the game against Kings Lynn. After all that, we are sitting up in 14th now, the highest this team has been all season, and 10 points out of a playoff spot now. But for some reason, that is not good enough for the board, who have placed me at an E despite all this. And I mean, we've looked at this before, but let's look at it here again. That since I've taken over this team, when they were way down in 23rd in the league, and we've just gone up and up and up to 14th now, and yet they are wanting to fire me. So again, I don't know what more they could possibly want for us, because our form has been I mean, pretty good. Like, if we didn't have such a bad start under the last manager, we probably would be fighting for those playoff spots here. So it's not like it's my fault. I've done all I can here, but no more whining, I suppose, as we are going to come in for our FA Trophy match against Chesterfield, and this is how we are lining up. Justin remains in net, Kelly Evans out right, Waterfall and Brown in the center D, Ado Antoine out left, Adams is our defensive midfielder, Sagaf and Sykes in the center mid, Dolling out left, Conclark out right, and McCallum up front. This is our kind of go-to starting 11 at the moment, with Wilson still out injured. Oh, yes. The other news is, actually, let's go back here. I got to tell you guys that there has been a move. Junior Mondal has left us for Walsall. So we sold him for 15K up to 23K. And so that gave us a little bit more wage budget. And we've brought in actually Ruben Davis, a 19-year-old Welshman, 2 current ability, but good potential ability, coming to us from Kingstonian in the Vanarama South. And so that's more of one for the future, considering all our strikers, or 29 is our youngest striker right now. So get a 19-year-old in there and get a little bit younger. But other than that, let's move on to the match today and look to make sure that I don't get fired. Again, an email coming through today that this could be my last if we don't get a positive result. So let's just hope for a positive result. We are at home, so that is helpful for us. And hopefully we can put that home field advantage to our advantage here in this match today. So far, we are the ones who have been doing some of the attacking, the only shot attempt, and it's hit the target so far. We do have more possession as well, so things are boding well for us so far, except the highlight is Chesterfield in possession on the throw-in. Throws it back to Maguire into McCourt. McCourt will carry that through the center mid, back over to Maguire, who will launch it forward to Marsh. Great block there, and Kelly Evans is going to clear it out for us. So their first attempt is a no-go. And so far, not too much has happened in this game. As we are approaching halftime, we have had another shot. We do have a free kick now. Kelly Evans will cross her in, and Brown will win it in the air. So many of our goals are coming off of set pieces, off of Brown's head. He scores his 7th of the season. I'm pretty sure every single one of those have got to be from set pieces. He is good in the air, and he shows it right there, beating out his man to get that in, and we are up 1-0 in the quarterfinal, and are hoping to keep that going. Darling has got a bruised ankle, so we will replace him at halftime. He can suck it up for the next 5 minutes until we get in there. But again, 5 shots on target. Usually we have tons of shots off target and only a couple that hit the net. So far it's looking good for us in the attacking department so far in our accuracy. Darling is going to come off with Emmanuel Sanupe coming on at halftime to replace the injured Darling with his poor bruised ankle. And so we continue on into the second half. We've got a yellow card for Adam so far. So that's going to be something we have to keep an eye on, as he is our defensive midfielder as we start getting into the 60th minute here. They've had 2 shot attempts, nothing on target. So it has been all us so far as we come into the 6th. So we have a highlight first. Okay, so they have a throw in. Taylor will throw it in. Flick on to Marsh, and his first shot on target is in the net. And we are tied up 1-1. Completely undeservedly, they have scored their goal. Throw in. Just an easy flick on, or actually, it wasn't even a flick on. Evans totally missed the ball on his header, and it goes right over him and in. All right, we'll make a sub now. We are going to take off. We're going to bring in Mitch Brundle for Charlie Adams, who's on that yellow. Do I want to make another change? I guess I'll bring Lewis Payne in for Waterfall, who's not playing very well. No, that's not what I want to do. I'm going to move Evans out to the left and bringing Payne on the right for the tired Antoine. And go from there as we come now into the 70th minute. And come on, boys, let's get another goal in here. McCallum, score something for me. Oh, as I say that, McCallum now has an injury. So that changes my plans. I was going to go more direct, but he's going to be hobbling around there. If we get to extra time, we can take him off, but we don't have any more subs, and I don't want to go a man down, even though it's the striker. So we're going to keep going as it is. If we hit extra time, which it looks like we probably are going to, they have a higher XG now, and they've only hit the net once, then we will make the change. Into extra time. Don't let this slip away. We've been the better team by far. We need someone to score. So Jason Pryor is going to have to come in for McCallum, unfortunately. And we will try to push this a little bit and go more direct. Distribute quickly. And really just go for it. That's the goal for this extra time, and hopefully we can get something in the net and not go to penalties would be preferred. We do have a highlight. Payne will throw it into Sagaf. Sagaf will be back over to Payne. Payne into Sagaf. Sagaf will cross it to Sanupe, but doesn't find him. It comes out to Kelly Evans, though, who will cross it into Pryor, who will get his head on it and just miss the net. And we continue on in this extra time with us still. Though the XG, I don't think, tell the story. They have a 10 shot attempts, 6 on target. They've only hit the target once, which they happen to score on. We do have a throw-in. Kelly Evans will throw it into Sanupe. Sanupe back to Kelly Evans. We'll cross it to Pryor, who will get his head on it and just get it over again. We're getting these opportunities with Pryor up front, but nothing happening as we go into nothing going into the net as we come into the second half of extra time with no subs, some tired players here. Let's bump it up to attacking because it has been all us on the highlights. And still, it looks like we are going to be ending up going into penalties here. Oh, but we do have a highlight. Brundle is going to throw it straight to Rawson. Marsh is going to come down if they score off of this, I swear. Brown with a good cutout, and he'll clear it up to Pryor, but who can't win the ball? It comes to Billum, who shot his block. Thompson out to Manfield, who shoots into the top corner of the net. This is a robbery right here. This is a robbery. Brundle's throw in straight to their player has started them in this attacking ball. Thompson out to Maudville, who will just one time it. Payne out of position to block that. And they go up 2-1. And now we're into injury time of the extra time. And we're knocked out of the cup in an absolute robbery. So our finishing does us in. Hopefully McCallum is not out for long term because, well, I guess I could bring the youngster in. We'll have to be starting then. See what he's got. His Pryor is not very good. He did get the 2 chances, but nothing going. So we'll see if we still have a job after this. Actually, we can see right now. Let's see. Anything? No. Okay, well, we'll go up to our next game against Kings Lynn if we still have a job. So maybe we'll see you in a bit for the match. All right, so we haven't gotten fired yet, but things still aren't looking great for us on that front. So hopefully we can take it into this game against Wealdstone, because I believe Kings Lynn made it to the next round of the FA Trophy or something, but for whatever reason, that game was postponed to after the Wealdstone game. So we'll just play Wealdstone instead. This game we're going to go more direct and see if we can just hit them and get some attacks. They've been weak defensively lately, apparently. So Justin remains in net. Payne comes in on the right-hand side to give Kelly Evans a rest. Waterfall and Brown in the center D. Antoine out left. Adams remains in that center defensive position. Sagaf plays center mid. And Sykes in there as well. Con Clark will come out right. Sanupe comes in on the left out for Dalling. And McCallum is fine. Not injured at all. So he comes into play there. And that is how we are lining up against Wealdstone. And we need to win this. Wealdstone is 22nd in the league, and so we should be winning this one. And that's exactly what I'm going to tell them while pointing the finger. Locker room morale is low, and again, we have been in decent form. Sorry for the jump there. Anyway, we win a few, or win and draw a few, and then lose one. So I don't get how form is so bad, but we do have a highlight. McCallum will head it in, and that is what we wanted to see off the beginning, is taking a lead, and we go up 1-0 here, as we should be against this side. Off the corner, Sagaf puts it in. Brown doesn't jump for it, but it comes out only as far as Sykes, who will cross it in from there, and McCallum will get his head on it instead into the bottom left corner, and we go up 1-0. Another highlight right off the bat is they have the goal kick. Comes out bouncing around, eventually landing at Antoine's feet, who will pass it back to Justin. Justin will pass it over to Waterfall, back into Justin. Out wide to Con Clark. Con Clark back to Payne. Some nice build-up here. Payne will throw it forward and give it away. It was nice build-up for a little bit there, but now Wealdstone comes and tries to build it up themselves. Hopefully they do the same thing as us. Nope, they will hit their striker, Moriarty, who will shoot it over the net, and we escape with that one there. We are sitting in 16th place now, but we have the game in hand, so that is helpful for us after the FA Trophy run there. So, I mean, right now, we're just back on goal differential, looks like. But we do have a free kick here. Lots of highlights in this game compared to the last. Adams will take the free kick, and he will put it in the top right corner for his first goal of the season, 25 yards back. Beautiful free kick to put us up 2-0. as he just lines up and he just fires that one right past. The goalkeeper does get a hand on it, but it's just got too much power on it. And that moves us up to 15th because of our goal differential. We're just one goal back on Boston United's one. So if we can score another one, that will jump us back up into our 14th position that we want to be. 2 points back on Kings Lynn, who also are sitting at 36 games like us. But Wealdstone has the ball. They will kick it forward up to their striker, will play it back to Sparrow. Sparrow over to Charles. Charles back over to Sparrow. Sparrow into Charles, playing a little tic-tac with each other. Back to Dyer. Dyer will pass it over to Sparrow, who will launch it forward, but Brown's going to get there. It only goes far to Sparrow, who will launch it forward again. This time Moriarty will get on it and ring it off the crossbar, and Brown will clear that out for a throw-in. So Wealdstone doesn't look completely dead in here. They've got the chances. Now they've got a corner as Charles will put it in. Brown will head that out. It's a slow movement for everyone until Gouveia gets there. He'll pass it into Lee. Lee will put it to Moriarty, who will play it out to Sparrow, who will shoot, and Justin will easily hold that. Luckily, they have the finishing that we usually have. And that's their first shot on target as well. Sagaf with the corner will put far post to McCallum. That's not one of our routines. We only have near post routines, so that's not great as Gouveia comes out on that left-hand side and gets tackled by Antoine for a penalty. Lynch will take the penalty and will put it right at Justin, who gets his hands on it, but just bobbles it into the net. Shot directly at Justin, who jumps back behind his line instead of forward. Lets the ball in as 2-1, dropping us back down into that 16th position on goal differential. There's still room for improvement. And we're just going to go from there. Wishart will put that down straight into Justin's hands, who will try to do something with the back now, as he will launch it forward. Right in between Clark and McCallum, so a terrible ball forward. Moriarty finds space again, and this time he will put it in, but he only found space because he was offside. But that is something that we're going to have to change here. We are going to mark Moriarty. And we are going to get Waterfall. We're going to get Waterfall to mark him. All right. Hopefully that will cut down on the the Moriarty part, but they have a corner. Charles will put it in. Dyer will ring it off of that crossbar. And after some scrambly play, we will finally get it and clear it out, where Sanupe is now going to try to corner after that very close chance by Wealdstone. Sanupe will carry it down the left. He'll cross it up into Sagaf, back out to Sanupe, who will get tackled, and no penalty on that one because we don't get a penalty. We are going to change some of the instructions here. We will go back into a shorter passing for some possession. And we will drop down to a standard. And that is what we're going to do there so far. And we continue on in this game into the 64th minute. We will make some changes. Sanupe is at a 6.2, so he's definitely coming off for Darling. Waterfall hasn't been great, but he's my marker right now. How's Mitch Brendel's marking? It's not very good. So he will actually stay on. And we will leave it at that for now. So everyone else is playing pretty okay. I don't have anyone to play that right mid, so Con Clark will stay on. We have the corner. Dolan will put it in for Brown, who will head it into that top right corner for his 8th goal of the season. Classic Brown goal off a corner. I would love to bring him in permanently, but I don't see that happening. We're probably not even going to be here, but Dolan will put that in. Brown finds enough space. He's goal side on his defender, and has pretty much a free header to get that in and bump us back up to that 15th on goal differential. I would love to get one more here. 75th minute, we will make some changes. Clark is tired, so I think that's something that we're going to have to deal with. Oh, Sagaf can play up there, so Sagaf will come out on the right, and we will bring in... I don't want to bring in Brundle because he gave away the ball last time, so Phipps is going to come in and play that Smetskala role. And that is the change that we will make. As we come into the 80th minute, so far so good for us. I mean, we should win this, but it would be good to get another goal. They launch it on their goal kick right to Ado Antoine. It eventually makes its way back to Justin. Justin will pass it over to Waterfall, into Adams, over to Brown. Brown will kick it forward for McCallum, who will get it down to Sykes. Sykes over to Dalling out on the left. Dalling will carry it down the left-hand side. Has no one to cross to, so he tries to pass it back, but that gets intercepted. And they try to come back the other way, but it's one in the air by Waterfall to Dalling, who gets tackled up back to Sykes, into McCallum. McCallum back to Adams. Adams will put it to Sykes. Sykes will back over to Adams. Out wide to Antoine. Antoine will pass it back to Sykes, who will get the cross into Sagaf, wide open, who will put it into the top right corner for his first goal of the season. And we will take off Waterfall here for Brundle. But we are up 4-1 in the 85th minute. Great ball out wide to Antoine, who finds Syke for the early cross. Sagaf finds himself wide open, and a great volley to his near post to make us up 4-1 and tie us on goal differential with Boston United with a game in hand. They have a highlight though, so it comes into Nicholson out wide to Episole, who will cross it in. Moriarty will get his head on it and score his fourth of the goal, and there goes that goal differential equalization that we had. A goal that we've seen ourselves score a few times with Chorley off the thrown in, back to the thrower, crossed in, and headed in by the striker. Sparrow is also there. Neither of our people seemed likely to get their head on it. They do have another one here. If they score another goal, I don't know if Brundle will ever play for us again, because every time he comes on into a position that's in his area that we concede the goal. Hey, look, he's way offside. He's way offside. Don't even know what was happening there. He's behind the keeper. He's behind every one of our players. We have a corner right at the end of the game. Dalling will cross it in. It finds its way to McCallum to restore that, for his 11th of the season, to restore that 4-goal lead, I think it is. No, 3-goal lead. Just poor defending on Wealdstone's part to come to us as we score. Again, a win that we, by a margin that we really needed here, considering the form. So a great game by us, everyone. 5-2 win. Lovely stuff. Couldn't score anything in a game that we were dominating, or scored one, I guess, in the FA Trophy, and we finally show that we can have the potential to score with 5, though, albeit against Wealdstone, who are sitting in 22nd. But that gets us up into 15th with a game in hand. 9 points out of a playoff spot now. So come on, are you really going to fire me after all that? So as we look, we are coming near the end of the season. So we will either come back when I get fired, or we'll come back at the end of this month for games against, let's see. We'll do Scunthorpe and Stockport, because they're 10th and 9th right now. So that is who we will come back to play. I hope you enjoyed the video today. Heartbreak in the FA Trophy, but a good win in that second game. So please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next time on Up the Ladder.